we'll be quiet for a few minutes because this is a very exciting presentation. If you don't know me, I'm Assemblymember Micah Kellner. Regularly, we've been convening these meetings of community leaders on the island to discuss the Cornell Tech campus. I first want to apologize at the late notice for many people. There was a little confusion about the invitations. I'm very sorry about that, but I'm glad so many people were able to get out here. And this is the first of many conversations. I think Cornell has shown time and time again that they want to engage this community. They really want to be a full member of this community. And this is sort of the prequel to the ULURP process. They wanted to give you all a sneak peek of what they're going to be presenting to the community board, and this will be the first of many public meetings to discuss what will eventually be Cornell Tech NYC and how it's integrated into Roosevelt Island. So with that, I would like to introduce Cathy Dove, who many of you know, and she is going to take it from there.
Thank you, Assemblymember. And thank you actually for all your support. It seems like ages ago when we first met with this group, you convened the group, and feels like actually a lifetime ago, but it was probably, what, February, March, something like that?
Time flies.
Time does fly. Somebody here will remember. It is so good to be back here. I want to start by actually noticing that I feel like I'm back in junior high school where we have the Cornell group over here and the Roosevelt Island group over there. But actually what I want to do is introduce our team. We have a fabulous team, and you all probably would be worried if you thought I was the brains behind this operation. I'm most definitely not. We have an incredible group of people that's been working on this vision and this project since January, actually. So if I might, I'm going to ask the group to introduce themselves, and then I'll kick this off with a few comments and then turn it over to some of the team members. So Ed, can you start, please?
Ed Applebaum from AKRF. We're the lead firm for the preparation of the environmental impact statement.
Andrew Winters, I'm the Director of Capital Projects and Planning for Cornell NYC Tech.
I'm Rick Leland at Fried Frank. I'm an environmental lawyer, worked with Ed on the environmental impact statement.
And I'm Melanie Myers, also with Fried Frank, and I'm the land use attorney, and I'll be talking to you about the land use actions.
I'm Megan French. I'm the Director of External Relations for Cornell Tech.
Steve Jacobs
Behind the pole.
I'm from K. Baxton Associates, and we've been serving as the real estate and project management consultants to Cornell since before January.
That's
and
right.
I think I've met with this group a couple of times in the spring.
I'm Allison Reddick. I'm with AKRF.
Scott?
I'm Scott Lee, project manager for Morphosis Architects. We're the architects for the first academic building in the Cornell New York City Tech campus.
Hi, I'm Ted Bushow with Tishman Construction. I'm the project exec.
And we didn't ask Ted to go for the sympathy vote and wear his arm in a sling. I think that's real. Who else is back there? I can't say. Colin? Oh, I'm sorry. Yep.
Carmody with VHB. We're the traffic sub-consultants to AKRF on the EIS.
Chi Chan with AKRF.
And I'm Colin Coop. I'm with Jim Merlington Rails, and we are the architect for the master plan and leading the design of the site.
Josh?
Josh Sutter, strategic advisor for
D. Crosby Dallas, Government and Community Affairs from Cornell NYC.
So hopefully you're getting a sense of the complexity of this process and this project, and just how seriously we're taking every element of it. So we really look forward to this conversation. As the Assemblymember mentioned, this really is an early discussion with the community. We'll be doing this again on Monday night, but we really wanted to meet with some of the community leaders, share with you some of our thoughts, and get some feedback and some input. So that's what we're going to do tonight. I won't tell you how many slides we have because you'd all be frightened and we all want to get back for the debate. This will go fairly quickly, but I thought, at the risk of you all saying, I already know this, I thought it was really important to start by reminding all of us why we're doing this. This vision for this incredibly innovative campus that started back with the mayor several years ago. So the mayor and his team, a number of years ago, actually took a step back and said, what do we do to strengthen the New York City economy? This is when the economy was going south. They interviewed a lot of people, they did a lot of studying, and what they kept hearing is the tech sector. The tech sector is really poised to grow, to develop. It's the next thing for New York City and actually for the world. Then they went back to everybody and said, okay, what do we need to do to make sure the New York City tech sector is second to none? And what they kept hearing was talent. We need more talent. And how do you get talent? You create a world-class institution that is actually going to educate people, bring faculty, staff, and students to New York City to do that. That's what we're all about, and that was the mayor's vision, and we really applaud him and his team for the vision. So back in December of 2011, not even a year ago, the mayor announced that Cornell and our academic partner, the Technion, were going to build this campus. And as you all know, it's going to be here on Roosevelt Island, and we couldn't be more delighted. Can you see, or do you want to sit here? You're behind a pole. Are you okay?
I'm good.
Okay, good. Okay, so I want to talk for a second about a little bit of the publicity that this project has been getting. I don't know how many of you have been paying attention to the headlines, but what's been noticeable to me is not what the headlines say, but what they stand for. And what they stand for, again, is how this project, how this campus has resonated across New York City, actually nationally. We're getting amazing national press on this, international press. And the reason is because it just feels right to people. I love telling a story, and forgive me if I've told you guys this story, how I think it was in January. It was right after the selection process had been announced, and I was in a cab going down the FDR Drive, and the cab driver saw Roosevelt Island, of course, across the East River, had no idea who I was, and started talking to me about this exciting new campus that was going to be opening on Roosevelt Island, and what a great thing it is for New York City. And that really just kind of resonated with me as, again, so many people know about this, so many people think it's so important and valuable, as do we. I want to spend a minute talking about our vision for what we're trying to do here. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about what we are going to do. And then I'm going to turn it over to Andrew and the rest of the team to actually start showing you how the campus itself is taking shape. The first bullet here, I actually remembered a pointer this time, and it actually works, which is even better. This first bullet, at the risk of taking a few minutes on it, is really important. And there's a few key terms that are embedded in this that I think are critically important for me to convey. The first one is distinctive model. This is going to be a very unique campus. I don't know of any campus that's going to be structured quite like this anywhere in the world. And the reason it's unique is for several reasons. First thing is it's going to be graduate tech education, so remind everybody this is a graduate campus, master's students and PhD students. We will not be offering undergraduate degrees. Tech education, on the next slide I'm going to explain a little bit about our vision for tech in New York City, which is different than you see in many places in the world. But the reason the model is different is for three reasons. The first is it's a combination of academic excellence. We are absolutely committed that every student that graduates from this campus is going to receive the top graduate education that they can get anywhere. We are not compromising on graduate academic excellence. Second thing is commercial success. So this was part of the mayor's vision, and this was part of actually the reason for creating this campus, was to make sure that the products coming out of this campus, whether it be students or research or new ideas, turns into jobs for New York City, commercialization, applications, all of that. So that's a critically important second piece of this. And the third is societal good, and I don't think you've heard me talk as much about that, but it's just as important as the other two. And that means a number of different things. It means everything from the research we're doing really improves our lives, people's lives globally, whether it's, again, through applications or innovative ideas. It means even things like our students and our faculty are going to be embedded in the New York City environment, and they're going to work with communities, and they're going to give back to the New York City community. So it really permeates everything we do. So this bullet to me is kind of the essence of what we are doing. But where we're doing it is just as important. I can't see us doing this anywhere other than in New York City. And the reason is, and I don't have to tell you all this, New York is just a unique city. It is the global city for commerce and also for creativity. There are so many studies out there that talk about how much more innovative people are in cities, and of course New York is the city of cities. So New York is the enabler for all of this to happen. Let me spend a second talking about culture. The culture of entrepreneurial spirit, I think, sometimes gets a little bit misunderstood. Not every student that graduates from our campus is going to be an entrepreneur. We hope many of them are, and I believe many of them will be. But it's the entrepreneurial spirit that's so important. It's the student that goes to work for an existing tech company or a bank in technology. That's just as important. It's that entrepreneurial and innovative and spirit and curiosity that we're going to embed as part of our culture. And the exciting thing is, because we're building something from bottom up, we have the opportunity to do that. So that really, again, permeates every day how we're thinking about things. Also, what makes us unique and what's very important and has helped shaping the physical shape of the campus that Andrew will talk about in a minute is the fact that it's critically important that we interact daily and hourly and by the minute with companies and not-for-profits and government entities and any kind of organization that's interested in tech supporting what they're doing. It's that interaction between us and the private sector as well as the not-for-profit sector that's going to make us successful. So again, you'll see when we talk about our campus plans, we are going to do everything we can to draw those people to our campus and to interact on a daily basis with us. And that really is what a magnet means. We want this campus to be the magnet for the tech sector, actually not just New York City, but globally. We want to be seen as that magnet. So I wanted to talk for a minute about what tech means to us. The definition of tech and tech sector is really changing. So technology really has been focused for many years on technology for technology's sake. That's not what we're looking at here in New York City. What we're looking for here in New York City and at Cornell Tech is technology in support of the world-class industries that already exist here in the city. So in a minute, I'm going to show you a slide that we call our hubs. And this is all the industries that are just so strong here in New York and how we are going to work with them. That is what technology is all about to us. It's an enabler. It's the support of other industries. So let me tell you a little bit about our program, what we're doing. Many of you know that we have an outstanding academic partner, the Technion. The Technion is from Israel. I think I've talked in previous discussions about what Technion has done to help transform the Israeli economy. It's just mind-boggling what's going on in Israel, and I encourage you, if you haven't read up on it, you should. And they are going to work with us to do the same here. They're just an outstanding partner. Cornell is responsible for building the campus and really is offering all the programs on campus. Together with Technion, we're going to offer some select academic programs. So Technion is our partner in an institute we call the Technion Cornell Innovation Institute. We're going to be doing joint research. Our faculties will be working together, and we'll be offering dual degree programs with them. Cornell will have additional programs, but the dual degree programs are a critical part of our program. Let me talk a little bit about what those programs are. So, Cornell actually 2 months ago was approved by New York State to start offering 5-degree programs already. Remind you, this is a graduate campus. So those 5-degree programs right now are professional master's degrees. They're all one-year programs. 4 of them are in the technology areas, computer science, information science, those kind of degrees. 1 of them is a technology-oriented MBA program. So this is actually for students that already have undergraduate engineering degrees, that kind of thing. That will be doing an MBA program. In addition, we have these 2-year programs with the Technion, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about why those are different in a minute. This is really a unique educational process. So while many MEng students, for example, Masters of Engineering students in Ithaca, receive MEng degrees, this one is different. And one of the reasons it's different, a key reason it's different, is embedding the very deliberate interaction with industry again. Whether it be through projects, whether it be through practicums, whether it be the fact that every student will have an industry mentor and be required to do that. In addition, our students here will be required to take entrepreneurship and business courses, whereas in many traditional engineering degrees, they aren't required to have that mix of classes. I talked a little bit about the culture, and this is the way we're going to do it. We have an entrepreneurial office already. We have hired a fabulous entrepreneurial officer. His name is Greg Pass. He's the ex-CTO of Twitter, and he is busy at work actually building what this program is going to look like. We're even structuring classes so that courses are Monday through Thursday for your traditional sit in the classroom and get taught by your traditional faculty. And then on Friday, this is where our students are going to either interact with the community and community service activities, or work with industry, or work on projects, or we're going to bring in world-class lecturers. It's called Practicum Friday, and it'll really be kind of the practical end of their education. Again, a very deliberate, very exciting piece of the program. I mentioned our hubs. These will likely change over time. But this is our focus, is technology in support of initially these 3 areas. So instead of organizing our campus by traditional departments, electrical engineering and business, which is very traditional on a campus, we're organizing by these hubs. Okay? And the 3 that we're starting with are the built environment, and you can see the industries they relate to, and I'm certainly not going to read them. The second one is healthier life, and here are the industries those relate to. And the last is what we call connective media. And here are the industries they relate to. And again, if you think about what city has the strongest set of industries in this area, it's New York, of course. And so again, that's why New York City is so important for the campus and vice versa. We're up and running. We have a campus, even though you haven't seen us here in Roosevelt Island, although you see me on the tram every once in a while, I guess. But the campus isn't here in Roosevelt Island, and we won't be here until 2017. We have fabulous space that was donated by Google. It's in Chelsea, and we're going to be there for the next 5 years until we open here in 2017. But we actually are already admitting students for a January program. This is a January MEng in computer science, as I said. We have hired fabulous faculty. This was our first faculty announcement, an amazing woman named Deborah Estrin. I suggest you Google her, and I'm not just saying that because Google is now our landlords. She's amazing, NAE member, just first class. She also, in addition to being a first class academic, she embodies the 3 pieces of our mission I talked about. She's run businesses, and she's totally committed to societal good. She actually does a lot of work with the Los Angeles City School District, for example. She does a lot of work with school kids, so she's incredible. We announced a partnership about a month ago. I know a couple people were here. With the Department of Commerce. So this is a unique partnership where the Department of Commerce is actually already on our campus in Chelsea, and they are a resource for the entire city of New York to help entrepreneurs actually bring their products to market, whether it be patent questions or trademark questions, and that again is a very unique and first time they've ever done that. So we're excited about that. We announced a steering committee. Our steering committee is 3 pretty good entrepreneurs that you may have heard of. The first one is Mayor Mike Bloomberg, who has a very strong entrepreneurial background. The second one is Erwin Jacobs, who founded Qualcomm. And the third one is Eric Schmidt, who, of course, is with Google. And so they're really giving us guidance as we move this process forward. Last thing I'll mention, which goes without saying, is we're spending a lot of time planning the campus. And that's really what I know you're here to hear about and what we're here to talk about. So we'll move quickly because I hate that slide. Anyway, I lost the battle to remove that slide from the deck. Sorry. I just want to talk a minute about, remind everybody what Cornell is all about and really truly our commitment to every community we're in. Cornell is the land grant institution for New York State. And basically what that means is we have 3 missions. And this is not true of every university by a long stretch. But being the land grant, it is absolutely true for us. Education, research, and outreach, what we call outreach, which is really working with every community in the state. So we are in every county in the state. It is part of, as we say, part of our DNA. Because we're everywhere across the state, we have an incredible impact on the state economy as well as the city economy. We also are here, we've been in the city for a long time. 50,000 of our alumni are here in the New York City metro area. The reason I think that's important is because we all know networks is what makes us all successful. So when you think about students now that are going to be graduating and this campus being developed, having a network of 50,000 alumni gives them an incredible leg up to be successful as they go forward. So this is a really important statement. This is a picture of Weil. Weil's been here since, I'm going to get the date wrong, turn off your camera, Rick, 1898, I think. Obviously embedded in the community, works a lot with, especially the Upper East Side where they're located, but does a lot across New York City. Cornell Cooperative Extension is in all 5 boroughs. You all probably know this, but I was, when we started this proposal process, surprised to find out that they actually train the groundskeepers with REOC here on Roosevelt Island. So, you know, again, we're everywhere in the city. And almost every college, actually, that's based in Ithaca has an office here and runs educational programs and other things. We also have a connection to the tech community. This is a workshop where some of our folks were at. But our vision here is, again, as the magnet for the tech sector in New York, we're going to be doing more and more of these things. We're going to be making those connections to make the tech sector here just all that much more powerful. I think we talked when we met several months ago about the importance of K through 12 to us, and we've been doing a lot more investigation and really putting together our ideas on what does that mean. So I believe I mentioned to you that we truly are committed as part of this process to help improve particularly STEM education here in New York City. And our thinking is shaping, and we've got some actually very important meetings coming up. One is a repeat meeting with the principal of the Roosevelt Island School here, which is a school we're absolutely committed to working with. Our thinking right now is that we're going to focus on middle school ages. That is really an important time to get kids interested in STEM education. And our goal over time is our faculty and students really be a workforce that can benefit not just the Roosevelt Island School, but others, and eventually across the city in very substantive ways. So we'll be talking more about that in the coming months. We've been talking a lot with other New York City institutions, whether they be museums and others, on how we can actually be helpful. And finally, I want to mention this concept of projects. All of our students are going to do projects. And I know Roosevelt Island has actually benefited from Cornell projects based in Ithaca in the past, whether they be planning or other things. And we certainly can bring that kind of level of activity to Roosevelt Island. The campus itself. We are committed to making this a campus we all can enjoy. So there are going to be many acres of open space. Andrew's going to go through that in a minute. We're committed to indoor and outdoor public programming. So one of the things we're excited about is really thinking about how to activate this space and again make this a wonderful location for Roosevelt Island and other people from across New York City to come for programming. There will be community access to our facilities. One of our pieces of our project is we're going to be actually widening the street around the campus, and we'll show you some pictures of that. And as part of that improving and widening process, we'll be adding a bike lane, we'll be moving some of the parking, and I think it'll be much improved. But again, Andrew gets to show you the pretty pictures. One of the things that our project is doing is also bringing gas service to Roosevelt Island, so we can talk more about that later. And then truly over time, our population really should benefit retail. I saw the exciting, I walked by Subway and is it open or a day or two?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. We'll have to come back. Maybe Monday night after that session we can all go. Economic development was the original intention of this campus, so I want to just mention a few things here. One element of that is creating a number of construction jobs. But in addition to that, our campus is going to have jobs too, and so that will be, again, an important element for our community. Cornell is committed to spending $150 million to invest in New York City startups. We'll be doing that through existing investment funds. We won't be doing it directly. Universities aren't particularly good at that. But that actually has already started. We've already started making some investments. And finally, we're really looking at how we can think about the F-train corridor and how that extends into Queens and how we can benefit through some of our work, the Queens communities too. And we can spend more time later on that. So this is my last slide. Everybody's saying, thank goodness. And this is a little different because this will make more sense when we talk a little bit more later about what the construction project is and a little bit about transportation and what this draft environmental impact statement says. But all I want to say here is it's very important to us that we think about this community as we go forward. So we've given a lot of thought. We know with a big construction project there is going to be an impact. And how are we sure we do everything that's reasonably possible to mitigate those kinds of impacts? And so here are some of the things we're doing. And Andrew, you're going to talk about some of these later?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we'll go into depth on all of these.
So actually with that, I'm going to segue because I've talked for too long. I think that's my last slide. Yes, so let me turn it over to Andrew. Do you want this?
Thanks.